Adafruit is now live.
Hey guys, we're now live. Look at that. We are gonna start the show in 3 minutes. We gotta test everything out. So this is our overhead camera. It's now shooting this way so that we can see our live demo. We're gonna do a live hydro dipping demo. We also have another camera angle, which is over here, using my iPhone. So hopefully we can get some kind of down shots and stuff, so we can move this around and take a look at the live hydro dipping demo. We're out of desk space, so Pedro has to use his stool. That's cool. I think those are all the shots, though. It's just that one, and hello, this one. Hello, everybody in the chat room.
Hello, hello.
The coupon code this week, or today, is Hydro Dip. So I accidentally clicked on that. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good morning from Georgia, says Jason. Good morning. Atomic Comics. Kirby G is in the chat room. We have Tuna Turner, James Ross, Sergio, and Galactic 3D are in the chat room hanging out. Thank you guys for hanging out today. CB type. Very cool. So Pedro's, oh, you have everything ready. Look at that. He's tweeting. He's got to get the tweets out. Hopefully no notifications show up on this phone here. This is working. I'm surprised. It's actually working. Our mic is on, right? Yeah.
Yes, it should be on.
Yeah. You checked the thing? Mm-hmm. You know what I didn't do? I didn't stream to Facebook yet. It's not. Yeah, Facebook is not responding. There we go. I have to wait for Facebook to kick in. There it goes. Go live on Facebook.
Hydro dip a MacBook.
Ooh, yeah, hydro dipping electronics. As long as it's waterproof, right?
No, I would probably take the front of the
Just
case.
take the battery out.
Yeah. No.
I was thinking about that, like
case.
like a cheap circuit. What do you call it? Silkscreen. Solder mask? Not really. Okay, so we're live on Facebook. Hello, everybody in Facebook land. We are live on Facebook. We just started streaming. We're gonna do the show now. So let's do the show. Yep. Looks like the notifications are still popping up. Look, Facebook tagged you, or Adafruit tagged you in a post. Yeah, that was me. So I told my phone not to have any. It's on do not disturb mode. Doesn't care. It's like I'm gonna disturb you
when I won't.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sounds not too promising for do not disturb while driving.
Yeah, right. It's gonna disturb you. All right, let's do the
OS
show.
9 or 11.
Yep. We're just gonna put this up for a couple seconds and then start it. Can I do the song? Do, 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 do. And a 3, 2, 1.
Yes, he does mean the shell of the Mac. Yep. Good idea.
All right, ready? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another 3D Hangout. I'm Noe, designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week, Mr. Pedro.
It's going on. I'm Pedro Ruiz, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
Yeah, this is a show we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects for you, for me, for everybody. Welcome, everybody, in the chat room. We are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Today's coupon code is Hydro Dip. We have a live hydro dipping demo that we're going to do in a little bit. But you can use Hydro Dip if you want to pick up anything in the electronics shop, adafruit.com. Is that it? Now, we got to do the thing. $200 or more if you spend more money, you can get free ground shipping from UPS. We also have same-day delivery. So if you are in a certain zip code in New York City, you can get your things in the same day that you order it.
Yeah, so if you order before noon, you'll get it around 5 o'clock.
Something like
in
that.
the afternoon.
That's amazing. We also have Adafruit Daily, which is our daily newsletter. We have a new addition to it, but it's once a week because it's new products, because we have new products every single week, which is amazing.
So you have to sign up to both of these. You have to opt in. This one is at adafruit.com/newsletter.
That's right.
And then adafruit.com or adafruitdaily.com to get your daily tips on MicroPython, electronics, wearables, and of course 3D printing.
Sweet.
Check those out.
This week's project is quite different. Pedro has been leading this one, doing a lot of hydro dipping. So putting custom graphics on 3D parts. We've heard about hydro dipping before. From an outsider, it looks very complicated. Like there's a lot of steps, a lot of process. Too much for me. I don't have the patience for that. But
so some of the videos that I've seen on it are from like cars or like guns, and they always do this multi-step process where they are adding graphics onto like automotive parts.
Okay.
And they use like these activators that they spray onto the paper and then dip their part, which we should back up and explain what hydro dipping is.
Sure.
So what you have is a dissolvable film that goes on top of water.
Okay.
Dissolves away, leaves behind the ink or graphics that you print onto it, and then you're able to submerge your part on there. It'll fully wrap around it, and then you have a finished, fully colored, textured part without having to do like a lot of post-processing or have to like add stenciling to it to like get it all in there. So this is a really cool technique. PT actually told us to check this out, get some of the water transfer film that is available. I think it's like everywhere. We're gonna try to stock it.
Okay.
So we did some tests on that, and let's go ahead and jump into the guide.
Okay. So if you go to learn.adafruit.com, you'll see the guide. We also have it linked in the description of this video. But you can see all the kind of parts that we tested out. Different types of parts, so things that are curved, things that are mechanical and moving.
And that's actually the biggest advantage of this. Some people might be thinking, oh, why don't you just print out some sticker on your sticky paper or like vinyl graphics. But the problem with that is when you add it to something that's curved, you're gonna get these creases, you're gonna get these bends in your sticker paper.
Yeah.
Or like a lot of the, I spent a lot of time on the DJI forums for a lot of the custom sticker like artwork that they add onto their Mavics.
Like wrapping
sticker paper, and they have all these cuts in there that can accommodate for when you curve around an object. So you can design it to have where it's cut out so it can nicely curve around an object, but you have to do all this work in cutting out your graphics and figuring out where the offset and layouts are going to be. With this, it is just going to wrap around your entire part, so you don't have to do any of that sort of post-production on figuring out where any of those curves are going to be.
Cool. Okay. So moving on, we talk a little bit about how it works.
A little bit, scroll back up. The coolest thing about this is that you can use this on moving parts. So here we demonstrate putting it on the no bearing fidget spinner. So we're able to have moving parts, still get those graphics attached.
Cool, so it doesn't gunk up the joints. That's
exactly,
nice. Okay.
So the way that this is working is that we're using hot water to dissolve away the film, leaving behind the ink, and we're able to submerge it, the part, and then have that wrap around it.
Okay, so this paper has two sides, PVA film and regular matted paper on the back, so it's like a sticky backing. Okay.
Yeah.
Water transfer paper is the key word.
Yeah, so they also call it, did I put that in there? I think I put it in the YouTube description when Lamar was looking for the samples, the stock. It's, I think, drape film paper is what they call it.
Water drape film.
Is what they call it.
Is it's what's called in Chinese.
Okay. And then, what was the other one? Water slide transfer paper?
There's a couple different names for it. Hydro dipping paper is another one too.
And somebody in the comments for the YouTube video actually just said that there are actually two different types. The PVA paper is what's used on aftermarket like decals for like wrapping cars. What you want to look for is water transfer paper.
Right. So this is specifically for draping over water.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. Actually,
do you want me to go to the shot?
Yeah.
Let's see what that looks like.
So we have our shiny side, which is where the PVA film is on top of, and like we say in the video, this. It smells like Elmer's glue.
I actually haven't smelt it.
I mean, it's probably going to smell like ink as well, too, since we already got stuff on that.
Half and half.
Yeah, but you want to look for the shiny side to print on. The settings that we're using for this is just glossy, fine.
Yeah, you probably
quality.
want to have like your finest print setting on your regular inkjet printer.
You want to make sure your pigments are pretty full, so you don't get any of those weird lines or like running out of ink. Set the resolution to 300 dpi to get the crispest images. It's A3 paper is what we used on it. I'm sorry, A4 paper, which is 8.3 by 11.6.
Okay.
In terms of the size of the paper.
So it's a little bit bigger than your US letter.
It's a little bit smaller than regular. The
Sure.
regular paper is
Okay.
like 8.5 by 11. So just be aware of that. In GIMP or Photoshop, you definitely want to make sure that your DPI is set to at least 300 DPI, so you don't get those weird like I did here, just for this, to be able to show this off, so you don't get any of the weird what's it called, aliasing, like the the roughed graphics. Yeah, you probably don't be able to see it there, but you just definitely want to make sure that you put on your graphic design hat from years ago on setting up a proper document for getting the crispest images you can out of your 2D printer.
Other than the paper, you probably need a couple other things.
Yeah, so
some tools, some sticks.
When you're dipping your part, you don't want your hands to get in the way, so you want to add a temporary handle to the part. The easiest way to do that was with the popsicle sticks that we've used for joining 3D printed parts in the past. They're called skinny sticks, but they're really just popsicle sticks that you hot glue onto the back of your part. So very easy to remove that after you're done dipping, and it shouldn't damage your part at all.
Hot glue gun, obviously.
And the way you want to stick that on there is at a 45-degree angle, so that when you dunk it,
are there photos to accommodate that?
Should be in preparing the
it.
graphics, I believe.
All right, we're at a sync here.
Yeah. The other thing you want to do is make sure that if your lines are fairly thin and complex, having a transparent background is going to be a little bit difficult for adhering that to your part. So we found that adding a 20% gray background to a transparent image is enough to have ink that'll hold the entire part together. Some things like the zebra stripe pattern texture that we used has enough of a sort of a webbing that's able to hold the entire part together.
Yeah, it's just a long strand. So.
Exactly. Well, there's multiple strands that are all stuck together. If you're trying to hydro dip something like the Majora mask there, or the how do you pronounce that? Shaik tablet. Sheikah.
I don't know.
Tablet graphic from Zelda Breath of the Wild. Adding that 25% gray in the background is enough to keep the image together. When we tried it without, it would distort the little thin lines that are making the circles. Definitely distorted. So just make sure that you have that in your image. And of course, you can set up your Canvas document to have multiple prints on there to cut up. So you can use all of the piece of the PVA paper.
Yeah, so use every piece of it.
So just set that up. And of course, like we said before, just make sure that you are printing on the shiny side. When you insert that in the printer. And yeah, there we have a shot of the attaching the handle to the part.
Cool. At a 45-degree.
Yeah.
So when you dip it, you're dipping straight.
Yep.
All right.
Moving on to actually dipping the part, you want to make sure that your paper is actually sized to the container they're going to use for having the water in and actually dipping. So you want to make sure it's deep enough, and the paper and the part is actually sized to the correct dimensions, so you have enough to wrap around. As I showed in the last page, you don't want to have like a little tiny part for like a or piece of graphic paper for like a bigger part. It will be a little bit more difficult to have it adhere, as when you're dipping, it can float away from you. So
Hot water.
Cut that up. Hot water. We're using pretty hot water to where it starts to steam a bit. So it's about 100 C.
But not too hot to melt your PLA part.
Yeah, well, you're not going to sit there and squish it
Okay.
While it's submerged. You can either boil your water to get it up this high, or we have a heater that's able to go
Pretty
that
high.
hot.
Okay. Turn up your heater.
Yeah. So then after you got your water prepped and ready, your PVA film cut, you want to add a border of masking tape around it. So this is going to help to keep the part together when you submerge it, and when you peel it away from the backing, it's also going to help you to actually peel that away, because you are going to need pretty fine, like a nail or something to separate that backing. So this is just an easier way to remove that and give you that added support, the little framing around the graphic to hold it in place while it floats.
Okay. Next up, actually draping it.
Yeah, so you want to be able to drape it, use both hands. I've tried just dipping it with one hand, and it can slip. And if you get water on top of that ink, it's obviously going to run and ruin it. So you want to drape that, literally drape it. So like, the middle part is draping it first, and as the corners, as you continue to drape, let the corners fall down onto the water.
Cool. We'll get a close look when you actually do it.
Yeah, so you're gonna notice that it will start to wrinkle. Don't freak out.
It's supposed to wrinkle.
Yeah, it's supposed to wrinkle, and then after about 20 seconds, you'll see that they'll all smooth out. You'll notice that the paper will start to dissolve away, and that is the sign that you want to start to dip.
Okay.
So angle your part at a 45-degree angle. If you're trying to add labels to like for labeling, like ports or anything, that's going to be a little bit difficult to align those.
So just think about this.
Yeah, so just get some practice in. You are able to wash this off immediately if you mess up. Just run it over running water, and you're able to scrub this off with just a paper towel.
Okay.
And just continue to dunk. Don't lift up at any point, otherwise you will tear the film away from the rest of the square, and it'll mess up. So as soon as you start dunking, just keep going downwards. Don't lift up for any reason.
Okay.
And then after you lift it out of the part, if everything looks good, you want to immediately start to dry this, because it can smudge if you let it dry. Yeah, it'll start to run.
So don't touch it.
And don't touch it. Prop it up against something so that it's completely level, where the top is completely level. We want it to be like at an angle. Okay. And then let it dry off. Here we're showing using like a little fan, but we actually used a much bigger fan to quickly dry that off.
Okay.
In terms of sealant, it doesn't rub off, but you can scratch it off.
Yeah.
So if you do want to add that extra protection, you can add a sealant, like a clear coat, acrylic sealer or something like that. It should work lovely.
Okay.
And then even though we're showing this off with 3D printed parts, of course, this works with injection molded parts.
It works better with injection molded parts.
Yeah.
Much more smooth.
Much more smoother.
Okay.
And again, you don't have to do any press or prep, like adding any primer or anything like that to it. Just glue on a handle, and it should work pretty good.
Cool. Do you want to do it now or run through these tips?
Some of the tips for this. So usually in a bunch of the videos that I've seen, they're always using an activator. So use like an activator A after they print the part or the 2D graphics. I see them use an activator on that, activator A, and then as they put it on, they drape it into the water, I would always see them use an activator B. When I tried to do this, it didn't come out so well. It always ran or just didn't adhere at all to the part. And we can show some of those fails here. So
fails time.
Yeah, so maybe the PVA film is what is needed for the activator, and the water transfer paper does not need it. So this is what those look like when I tried using all those activators.
Looks terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
So
what happened here? It's just like, this reminds me of regular hybrid dipping, where you just like spray paint in a bucket of water,
is the other type
and
of
then you drop it.
dipping.
Yeah, that's normally what you see. And this is what kind of you get, just random colors.
So without having to do any of that, which makes this excellent for like in classroom or maker spaces. You don't need any of those chemicals or anything like that.
It still doesn't
just hot water and a glue gun, and you're able to get some
cool.
really detailed parts, customize all your projects. And just to get another sample of what
fidget spinner galore.
This is actually the perfect sort of test part because you're able to test tolerances, moving parts, and it's small enough to print in like a half hour for figuring out.
I like this one.
You're getting graphics on there.
I like boxes.
Yeah, boxes look really nice on there.
This is a feather box with just a little bit of a nice rainbow pattern here, like polygonal rainbow pattern. These are like some nice little circuits details. Look at that. You can actually see the warping here. So you do get a bit of warping if you're not dipping it as straight, because that's how water works.
Distorted, yeah.
But overall, this is a really cool way to add a bunch of cool graphics, textures, whatnot to your 3D parts. You'll notice this little part here. This stuff is just artifacts from the printer, not using the finest setting. You might get something like that.
Yes.
Any of those errors will show up. These bubbles probably form from
like dust particles that
dust or just some I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, you will get that. So this one didn't get it though.
Another thing too, if you've ever done like transfer film paper for like your shirt, one thing you are probably aware of that we did not mention, I need to put this in the guide too, is to make sure if you have text in your graphics, you want to make sure that it is flipped horizontally so that the text is not read backwards. That is a good
point, yeah.
That is a very big one. I need to put that
I didn't even know that. So this is actually backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was really interesting. It was really hard to get this straight, so that's why it's at kind of at an angle there. It looks a little warped too, but no, it's fine. There's a little bit of a scratch there. I did that myself. I went and scratched it just to see what would happen if I scratched one of the bubbles off, and that's what happens. Oh. So you can see that little bit of transparent gray gets applied over this. So this color is actually supposed to be a little bit lighter, but because of the gray, you kind of get that. So, think about what colored filaments you want and does it mix well. I mean, think about regular 2D paper. It's white. You can't print white
for a reason.
Ink, with normal kind of 2D printing.
I like this comment over here from Sergio Gomez saying building an arm that just dips it.
We talked about that. Yeah.
Precision on
like Desktop makes is
that would be
just
really
a
good
little motor,
this.
Circle Playground, the spinny thing.
Yep. That is an excellent idea.
Yep. Because then you have consistent dunking. That's the main thing. It's about consistent dunks.
So the other tips are, don't get any water on top of. Go back to the guide. Don't get any water on top of your film because the ink will run from there. Also, in terms of dissolving time, don't wait too long. Otherwise, the ink will start to expand and then start to run, as we're showing there in the GIF under dissolve time slide. And then reiterating again, once you start to dip, do not lift it up or you will tear the film away from the rest of the graphic.
Okay.
And then drying time, you want to start to dry it immediately, otherwise you will get runs. You will get the ink start to seep into the lines.
How long should the fan be on the part? An hour? Or let it
about an hour, yeah. You want to check on it, make
Leave
sure
your
that...
fan there for an hour. All right.
Yeah.
So
again, you don't want to use like a little fan that I'm showing in the graphic. It's just to show that there's a fan.
How are we going to dry it?
I'm going to move it over there.
Okay. Oh, there's a fan.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm not going to show the fan on the live dip, but...
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and try to do this live.
Yeah.
Let's see
what could go wrong.
Fail will happen.
First of all, is it hot enough? Because we've been talking for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's warm.
It's not hot enough?
It might work. We'll try it out.
Oh boy. I knew this was going to happen. I think in my whole head, it takes 20 minutes just to walk through the guide. Maybe we should have did this first.
Yeah, okay, so the first thing we want to do is grab our masking tape to make a frame around our film.
I love these camera angles.
So of course, obviously we check to make sure that the fidget will fit on top of there. We already went ahead and hot glued a couple of these. So you are able to get these so where it doesn't get into the little fillets where the bearing would be.
So the crevices?
The crevices.
Okay.
So it should go around those in terms of the hot glue. And you can reuse sticks since we tried this so many times.
Oh, that's a great idea. UL, he's saying you could use a heat lamp. So put it under the heat lamp.
That's a good idea
as long as it doesn't melt the PLA part.
Yeah, that's one thing you want to be aware of.
Be careful with that.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of just a bunch of light to kind of cure it.
So I'm just using a thin masking tape here, and you want to tape around the edges of this too. So about half of it going onto the paper. And again, this is to hold the graphics together and also to help peel away the backing. Okay, so we're going to start peeling this now. So we just have a little circuit graphic that Colin sent over. It's some of the backgrounds that are used in Circuit Playground. So here is what it should look like. You peel it away like that.
STWN, you should have an electric tea kettle to have hot water ready to go.
Yeah. So one thing we did not mention, because we weren't able to get this on film when it would happen, is sometimes because this is being shipped over from overseas, you can't really see it in the camera there, kinda, the backing for it peeled with it.
Oh,
so you can see that there is some of the backing still that was like, sort of
You're kidding. So
merged
this is
onto that. Yeah,
this
so we're gonna try again.
Oh no.
So this would definitely fail because of the white that stayed on there. It's sort of like
so there's a yield to go
merged.
with this paper. Like some of this paper
Yeah.
just might not work.
So
Maybe
that
that's
is one
why
of the
it's so cheap.
characteristics you want to look out for.
Okay.
If it has like a little bit of white on there, it's not going to fully dissolve. This right here, though, is what you want to look for. So let's try that with a different sheet.
That's why we have multiple sheets. So definitely have double of everything when you're doing this, I think is a good idea.
Yes.
Because if something fails, you don't want the whole thing to just like, oh, let me start all over again.
Exactly, yeah.
So having multiple sheets, multiple buckets of water is a good idea too.
Yeah, did this like a cooking show.
Multiple
We have
parts.
multiple backups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll try this again with the carbon texture here. And again, this could be from humidity or that was present during shipping, although this was sealed in a bag.
It's a great comment from AT Makers, from Bill Pinko. Will this stick to all different types of filament types? So PLA, ABS, PET, and flexible? I think so. I think it'll even work with maybe metal and wood. We have
seen
yet
these,
to
yeah.
test but I think with flexible it would work, but as long as if you flex it, it's gonna crack. So just imagine like spray painting it, right?
I mean, if you add some sort of flexible sealer on top,
Yeah.
that might work.
But then again, airbrushing Ninja Flex worked out for you.
Yeah, that
we
worked
did
out really
do
good.
that. That worked. So a little bit of test to still do there, but most of all these parts are ABS, PLA and ABS, since we did try.
All right, we got a winner
Raspberry Pi.
here. So
Oh,
this
look at
should
that.
be able to peel very easily, as you're seeing here.
Will that fit in the container?
Uh-oh.
It will not fit in the
I
container.
gotta cut some off.
Ouch. You can't cut it after you peeled it, though.
I think we can. Let's go ahead and try.
All right, so definitely follow that right
Follow the
there.
instructions
Yeah.
that I did not follow myself.
Yeah, make sure it fits in the container. Our container is like a 3.3 liter
Yeah.
container.
Yeah.
Have we tested it with Ninja Flex? No, we haven't, Yanni. Not yet. Let's see, do I have something here? I have this little Ninja Flex box, if you'd like to try that.
Yeah, we can try that after.
We'll try that. So I have a little Ninja Flex box, we'll give that a try.
Okay, I'm going to submerge. Or
True
drape.
Tech is saying gel coats or clear fiberglass resin coats make things really strong, especially wood.
Oh.
Good for a surface coating.
Very good.
Thank you, True Tech.
All right, so you want to make sure that your paper is draped like so. Now, what do you want to play cameraman over here?
Yeah, what would you like?
Just get the, you can pretty much see
You
it
want
there.
like top, like up?
There you go, yeah. So you see how I'm holding it? It's sort of like curved.
Yes, it's curved.
Is the way that I've gotten the best results out of this. So you let that drip right on top like that. And you can see that it starts to wrinkle up.
It is wrinkly.
And then about 20 seconds or so, you'll see it start to smooth out.
What are you gonna dip? Oh, the fidget?
Fidget, or we have a...
Oh my god, do Pie Girl.
You guys want to see a Pie Girl dip instead?
Yeah, cast your vote right now. Pie Girl or fidget spinner?
Quick,
What do you
before...
want? Quick,
Oh, it's starting to smooth out.
quick. Come
What is
on,
it?
hurry. Come on.
Fidget spinner or pie
Fidget
girl?
or spy?
Quick.
First person to comment.
It's ready right now. Come on, somebody comment.
Come on, somebody comment. If we leave it in even a second too long, it's
Yeah, it'll
failed.
start to go.
All right, I'm gonna say pie girl.
Okay, we are going to do the pie girl. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right, so 45-degree angle. We're gonna start to dip this guy inside. Okay, ready?
Yes.
All right, here it
Oh
goes.
my goodness.
It's dipping. It's dipping.
Everybody said pie girl. Oh no, Pedro's hand's covering the whole thing. All right, so now you're agitating it, right?
Yeah, so at this point, you want to shake off all of the excess film that's on the edges. And with your finger, you want to move the tape out of the way so that when you lift it up out of the water, it doesn't get on any of the part, as you can see.
Oh no, your fingers.
Gloves is a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It does come off your fingers though, right?
Yeah, it takes a little bit of scrubbing, but it does come off. This out of the way.
This is live hydro dipping, folks.
Hopefully we got a successful part
goodness.
here.
How long do you agitate for, do you think? Just like a couple seconds, half a minute maybe?
To where all of the excess
So you can see it right there,
ink.
right? All the ink.
Dissolves away. As you can see,
Yeah.
it just clumps up and moves out of the way.
Because if you pull it out and there's still some ink, the part will just take that ink with it, will it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
Not too
There you
shabby.
go.
There's a little bit
A
of...
little bit of bubbles here and there, but
Okay.
again, it's probably because the container wasn't big enough and
Yeah.
the angle at which I dunked it. But there you go. Here is a hydro dipped Pie Girl case. Little textures on that.
Yeah. What about the
Quality on
edges? Did it wrap around the edges or just wasn't enough part? That one worked out really well, that
Yeah,
edge
the
there.
edge right there. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Sweet.
So this is a really good way to add that extra layer of finishing to your projects. And
Okay.
again, you can have this added to,
Oops.
it's called a injection molded part, so it doesn't have to be 3D printed.
Put that down.
We've seen this work on metals as well. And like I said, you immediately want to start to dry this off. I think I'm going to actually.
The water was
scrub
warm
this
enough,
off.
right?
Oh, that's another factor too. That
Was
could
it warm
be-
enough? I don't
I mean,
know.
usually when I set my finger in, it's like so hot that I can't leave it in there.
Yeah. I remember
too long.
focusing, trying to focus. I'm like, leave your finger in there. I can't focus. You're like, it's too hot.
Yeah. So again, we spent about 20 minutes of it cooling down. So that's another factor to why we got some of those bubbles in the top there near the D-pad.
Try it quick.
No, I think I'm actually going to scrub this off.
Really? I could take
Does this
time.
work wirelessly so we can show what that looks
Yes,
like?
it does. Actually, no, it won't.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just leave it to dry off.
Yeah.
So the way that what I've been using to dry this off is just a little cylinder type thing to hold your part like that. And we just put a fan right over it and
Okay.
let that dry off.
But
so
if you
it's
don't
nice and
fan
level.
it, it will drip.
It will
right?
start to
Okay.
run.
So this is what's the leftover is just an ink-filled container
Yeah.
with masking tape.
You guys want to see another one? We have like 2 more containers here
Yeah.
that we can play with.
All right, let's try. Do you want to try the Ninja Flex? Let's try the Ninja Flex.
Want to try the Ninjaflex?
Yeah, yes.
Although I didn't hot glue anything to the back, so that's probably not going to work.
Yeah, okay. So what do we have that's hot glued already? Fidget
We
spinner
have
and
another fidget spinner,
a topper.
and we have a topper for a feather box.
Yeah, this one's probably more easier.
Yeah. All right, we'll cut out the piece. Or do you think that's too much? What do you guys think?
What's
Since
too
it's
much?
already a half hour over.
What's a half hour over?
It's 11:30. Pretty much should just close.
This shows
out.
you over at.
No, but we got like other stuff to talk about.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's.
I will
it.
save that for
Yeah.
some other time, but
Cool.
there you have it.
Hydro dip.
Super easy way to add finishing graphics, textures to your 3D parts or any part. A good way to add like some sort of weathering texture, and so you don't have to sit there and have so much time sanding and preparing parts. It's a nice, easy way to get a very good finished look.
Interesting. Bruno is saying that maybe agitating is creating little pieces that are sticking to your part. Maybe it would be better to collect the excess print with a sacrificial part.
Oh, that's a good idea
That's
too.
an interesting thing.
Lots of experimentation that is left to be done.
Oh, yeah. The surface of the item has to be completely clean and oil-free.
There you go. Another one too.
Yeah, I mean, the part came right off the printer, so yeah, maybe a little bit of oil was on it from my hands. Maybe the water wasn't hot enough. Wood filament would be a great test as well.
That is actually one that is on the list that we're going to try dunking a different way.
That was fun. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. That was a lot
So
of
if
fun.
you guys use Hydro Dip, you get 10% off your order.
Yes.
Printers, filament, we are looking at stocking the film pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to get some samples and try them out because we don't want that yield problem from, if we carry something, we don't want half of it to work, another half not.
Exactly, yeah.
So, okay.
But super fun, easy way, like I said, to finish your part.
Yeah, that's fun. Woo, fidget spinners. I just want to switch between cameras. It's fun. All right, cool. Well, we're going to continue on with the show, which I don't actually have anything planned. So.
Actually, yeah, I'm looking at the notes here. You are working on a super cool project.
Yeah.
I got here.
This is, so you might have seen a Desk of Lady Ada stream. PT wanted a kind of a controller box, so switching Wirecasts. I don't actually have it set up with my Wirecast yet, but I'm going to give it a shot. This is just a little enclosure with these 24mm arcade buttons. Do you want to open it? On the inside, we have an M0 Express running Circuit Python. Yeah, you can open it all the way. I haven't wired anything yet. So the goal here is just to make a Circuit Python keyboard. So this could be any type of buttons. So we're just using these 24mm arcade buttons because they're super nice. But Lamar wrote some code and using a Circuit Python USB keyboard library to make a super simple scene switcher. So you could use this for all sorts of different things, not just switching scenes, but doing specific commands or whatever. So kind of simple and very useful project.
Yeah, I love the tactile feel of these buttons. If you guys are familiar with Cherry MX keyboards, it feels like a brown key.
Okay.
In terms of the clickiness of it.
Yeah. These have a little bit of extra features. They have built-in SMD LEDs.
Yes.
So there's a little PCB in there and 2 sets of prongs. So take a look at the prongs. Yeah, so you got these 2 sets of terminals here. Yep. Electrodes, whatever you want to call them.
You mentioned there was LEDs in here.
Yeah, LEDs.
Resistors.
They come in different colors. Not the LEDs, but just the kind of shell of the button. And it's a nice button.
Yeah, and you can also take these off and add like 2D print graphic paper on there to label these.
You can 3D print your own. Or maybe you can hydro dip your own.
You should be able to hydro dip.
You should be able to hydro dip. All right, cool. I have a layer by layer coming out on this thing because I needed a way to learn how to make this parametric, so I can just say I want 3x4 or 4x4 and just increase that. So the hard thing for me was learning which order of operations is the right one to make a pattern-driven parametric design, and I figured it out. It's actually kind of simple. So the layer by layer is coming up tomorrow, so you'll check that out. Hopefully you check that out if you want to do something like that.
And Bill Binko from AT Makers is saying this would make an excellent AT switch.
Absolutely, yeah.
Easy to swap out the blue fruit.
Yeah. What I like about the design is that as you modify and change the amount of buttons, the feather mounting standoffs and the feather USB port hole is
updates.
all, it all updates.
Okay.
So it all adapts with when the case expands and gets bigger. There's also snap fit nubs in it, so those nubs are also updating with the design. So not just nubs on the case, but the indentations on the lip of the cover.
Very cool.
So it was really cool to have that all working together, nothing breaking. You can go as low as 1x2, I think, because the feather is a certain dimension, so you don't want to make it any smaller than the feather.
And I think by far the coolest thing about this is when you plug it in through
Did you put it in
USB.
the right way? There you go.
Yeah, I did. So when you plug this into your computer, it shows up as a USB
Yeah,
drive.
that's the great
so
thing
you
about
can open it with TextEdit and switch around what button is doing what modifier key.
Yeah.
So this is you don't need an IDE, you don't need Arduino, you don't need to upload code. All you do is open up a text editor,
update, close it.
Literally type it in, hit save,
Yeah.
and you're done.
Yeah.
You can do this on an Android tablet. I wonder if you can do it with an iOS 11 now on iOS. So some nice things to test out for that. So,
it's not Bluetooth, but yeah, it's USB.
For reprogramming.
Oh,
For
okay.
updating
I see what you're saying.
the modifier keys.
Right.
So yeah, it's a huge deal. Being able to just plug it in with a text editor, modify it, and then out you go.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, easy to take out the M0 Express and put in an RF52,
Yes,
for
yes.
example. You can get some Wi-Fi in there with a Wicket or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Hopefully this is useful.
Bruno is saying, yes, we don't have a recommended supplier or like brand for the water transfer film. As you saw in the demo, some of them, we have two different types. No-name brands.
I mean, we got them straight from a factory in China.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Avery, they're like the big manufacturer or whatever they do. Yeah. Yeah,
So
maybe they make some. Check Amazon.
We'll definitely.
Yeah, this is just to kind of raise awareness to that you can do this, and it isn't necessarily as complicated as we originally thought, or you might think it is.
Especially not needing all the activators and
right.
having a dedicated space for all the fumes and all
Yeah.
that. So back to this, prototyping, what you've been prototyping.
Yeah,
really cool
it's ready to
project.
go. Lamar will be doing a live stream probably this week or next week on completing the code for this. So I think the last thing to do is just to add LEDs. So when you push a button, the LED turns on. I think that's the main thing that we're going to do. The next thing she's going to do. But yeah, I think this will be next week's project. So we'll get on that.
Cool.
Yeah, nice. All right. Shop talk? I'm not sure what we have for that.
Shop Talk,
The
this
skull?
week's Time-Lapse Tuesday.
Okay.
This lovely little skull.
The skull. This is cool. This is a skull.
Let's go.
And it's hollowed out, so you can put stuff in its head.
Yeah, we just put chocolates in there. I like one of the comments saying that, yes, people used to drink wine out of
Is
the
it watertight?
skull of their enemies. I don't... Maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
It looks pretty tight. So this was a test to check out the new parts that are on the Telta Go. And this turned out really good. Yeah, this was printed at 90 millimeters a second.
Ooh.
So nice and fast. 230C using the Hatchbox gray filament. This was printed differently than what was shown in the time lapse. I actually printed this with the supports on the bottom here, which turned out a lot more better. Yeah. You can see that, but it turned out excellent. I'm very surprised and pleased with the quality. The supports inside the eyes, I just had to increase the horizontal offset for that to maybe like 0.5,
Was it,
so
it
it'd
stuck
be easier.
To a bunch of fused or
It
something?
fused a little bit, and also because of me, jamming a plier inside of the eye socket to remove the supports might have melded it in there a little bit. So
Nice comment from Frenzy. He's gonna
Cool.
hydro dip his joy bonnet.
oh,
Case.
that'll look very nice.
That'll look dope.
Actually, yeah, we wanted to hydro dip the skull too with the rainbow.
You already have a handle. You have a neck, a spine.
Yeah, I know, right? So it would be so easy. So I'll try that out. See if that works good.
Zebra rainbow pattern skull.
A tiny whoop frame. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Ooh.
We don't have a tiny whoop.
We do have a spark coming.
Yeah, we ordered a spark, so
Take
I
the
think
shell
right
off
away
first.
the top part of it, the little the color that they're able to change, and we'll dip that. So we'll see how that works. Oh yeah, lights in the eyes. That is a really good idea. We've got our future Halloween project there. So if you guys want to find a model for this is actually a combination of a couple of different remixes. You can find the links in the time-lapse video, and of course we'll put it in the description of this video as well.
Cool.
But excellent little, I guess, holder for electronics or upcoming Halloween.
Sweet.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Next up, we have
Community makes.
Community Makes
Sweet.
this week.
Chris Annan shared a really cool 6-axis robot So I wanted to share with you guys.
Yeah, so this is generation 2 of this.
Yeah, it was amazing. So check it out. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome robot. All the code and STLs and stuff are on his GitHub page. So if you're interested in making a 6-axis robot with off-the-shelf components, and it's 3D printed.
Yeah, so all the parts all together cost about $1,000.
Yeah.
Which is, magnitudes lower than what it usually costs.
Look at his wiring. He's
Yeah,
got his
it's
own
crazy.
software written in Python.
Yeah, this is
Pretty
excellent.
beast.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And the demo that he shows off is like precision test of like picking up like this little like stick and putting it inside a hole.
Right.
Just to show how good the precision on it and the repeatability.
Maybe we make this for hydro dipping, Pedro.
This
robot
would
is
be
hydro dipping.
excellent for that, I think.
You get dope dips with this. Very cool. Awesome. Check it out. Chris Annan on GitHub and YouTube.
Very cool.
Next one, this is from the Corridor guys. So Sam and Nico channel is the sub channel of the Corridor digital channel, which is a pretty big YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, they do a lot of the viral videos on like pop culture, like video game, like bringing those to life, doing a lot of visual effects.
A lot of visual effects, cinematography, storytelling. They have wonderful content, like high
I'm sure
quality
you've seen
content.
at least one of their videos.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
So this week, Ren decided to do some little bit. So with his $250 monoprice 3D printer, he printed out some mounts and stuff to make an electric bike. So he got this electric bike working, which is pretty cool. And he made it for his wife.
Yeah, excellent build video and nice explanation too on the cost of electricity and how much it costs to actually charge up
that was
things.
a good thing. Yeah,
a really good explanation of that.
Yeah, very cool.
And great project. He had a little chat with the person who actually designed all the parts for this, and he gives you a full build list for that.
Yeah.
This is on the Sam and Nico channel, like you said.
Check out Sam and Nico if you don't know them. You will like their content.
I really like the style of course, Fish Spinner.
Yeah.
I really like the style of the vlog that they've taken it.
It's just a
very
joy to
engaging.
watch.
Yeah.
Next up, this is from Augustin, Flowalistic, father of Low Polygon Pokemon.
Yeah, so he has completed his glitch
It's not
boy.
finished yet.
Oh, part 1.
This is an update 1, so it's coming. It's going to be great. It's huge. It's big. So we're kind of collaborating on this, sort of, kind of. Yeah. It's great. So check out. Just watch this space is what they say. So great stuff coming out of Augustin. Very awesome. So check that out. I'll have this linked. And check them out on Instagram and Twitters and stuff. Cool. Well, that's this week's Community Makes. Just a couple of them this week. But if you guys want to send us your projects, we'd love to share them and highlight them on the show. And if you want to show off your projects tonight, we have a show and tell at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be there. We'll show off some dipping. We're not going to do live dipping, though, on the show and tell, are we? Probably not.
No, that'll take up too much time.
Yeah. All right, well, cool. Well, that's pretty much the show. We can do Q&A now.
Oh yeah, we got some comments over just scrolling through the Facebook here. Looks like somebody printed out your NeoPixel truck lights for his DIY electric longboard, and they're awesome. Thanks for the design.
Thank you so much. Please share a photo of that.
Yeah, come on the show.
By the way, I shipped out 2 pairs of the NeoPixel trucks to the Braille Skateboarding YouTube channel. So they're actually receiving it today. So hopefully we see them skate it, because I made it. I printed it out of copolyester on my Ultimaker 3. It just felt much more sturdier than the nylon or the PETG. Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't break. I really hope it doesn't break, because if it does, I don't know. They have 2 of them, so we'll see. Anyway.
Another comment from James Thompson over on Facebook is asking, where did we get the Hydro Dip graphics? So
everybody's dying to know where'd you get the
graphics. We found these and then edited them in Photoshop. Just did like some masking to get the rainbow texture.
Yeah, there's a lot of
like
good
we
places.
said before.
Just search on Google.
Search on Google for images that are over 2 megabytes, I want to say, and then adjust your DPI so that they don't come out so jagged.
Okay. Bill Binko is asking for skater knowledge for an AT project. I'm not really a skater, but yeah, I can help you out. Just drop me an email and we'll collaborate. Yeah. Next AT project coming soon.
Skateboarders. Very cool.
All right.
How do I want to simulate Android touchscreen? You are able to load Android OS on.
A Pi?
Are you? Was it the Pi?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm searching for that.
Inkscape would be your friend here. Everything would be vector with no laggies, jaggies. That's right. Inkscape or
There you
GIMP.
go. Yeah.
those
So
are
what we
great.
did is just used
I think
an
Inkscape
image
is,
trace, to turn it into SVGs.
Or you could just go to vexels.com and they have a whole assortment of patterns for free to download. You can download the EPS or the AI files.
That's one thing I forgot to mention.
cheap.
You want to make sure you're using vector files. for
VecDZ
these.
is another good one. There's a lot of these like graphic designer like resources.
Or when you type in search SVG.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, Google Image
texture
has
graphic,
a lot of nice tools now. So
And then,
cool. Soon I will have a hoverboard.
oh, sweet. Clear coat for extra toughness on those parts should work.
Good thing
really
I
good.
am. Look at this, do not disturb mode.
I
Yeah,
know.
right.
I have a lot of confidence in
No way, dude.
do not disturb while driving.
All right, cool. Well, if there's any other questions, please drop them. We have to close the show and start working on this lovely arcade button.
Thank you all for joining in this week.
Yeah, don't forget, coupon code is HydroDip. We'll also have another coupon code tonight on Ask an Engineer, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of great
Tune
stuff
in for
happening.
that.
Also, we'll have some more Tinker Pixie Hot Flash from Aaron St. Blaine. Some more projects coming from her. Watch Tony's Desk. He's been working on a very awesome digital fidget spinner using Circuit Playground and
That's
Circuit
cool.
Playground Express.
Yeah, a lot of
John-
math going into that.
Yep. John Park's workshop. He's working on some new projects as well. Hopefully we'll see some more from the desk of Lady Ada. Our full lineup of shows and more. Almost daily content.
Yeah, at least one video a day.
At least?
Yeah, at least one a day.
Yeah, something like that. Cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully our power won't go out like it did last week.
Yes, thank you all for
Yeah, thanks for sticking
sticking
with us
around
there.
for a little bit after the power went off there.
Cool.
And we'll see
Lastly?
you guys.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Don't forget, HydroDip. We'll leave you guys with our moment of
3 foul. See ya.